Hey guys, tonight we're slipping off our sandals and stepping quietly into a world where snowflakes survive the desert. A world where, against every law your high school science teacher ever taught you, ice doesn't melt, even when the sun turns the landscape into one giant clay oven. You find yourself surrounded by sand, wind, and the gentle creak of a camel saddle somewhere in the distance. The stars above Persia are bright, uncomfortably bright if we're honest, and the air is still holding on to the heat of the day like a stubborn clay pot. You breathe in dust, dry sage, and something else, something colder than it has any right to be. This is ancient Persia, centuries before air conditioning, before refrigeration, even before the word icebox existed. And yet, here you are, about to witness how a civilization managed to not only make ice, but store it, savor it, and turn it into a shimmering symbol of status, knowledge, and delight. Of course, you probably wouldn't survive this journey. Dehydration, snake bites, sand in every bodily crevice. You get the idea. But luckily, you don't need to. So, before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe. But only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here. And if you're listening from somewhere far away or just across the street, post your local time and location in the comments. I love seeing where you all are drifting off from. Now, dim the lights, maybe turn on a fan for that soft background hum, and let's ease into tonight's journey together. The sand crunches softly under your feet as you walk a moonlit path past dry fig trees and the ghostly outline of an abandoned caravanserai. Off in the distance, a low hill glows faintly. But as you approach, you realize it's not a hill. It's too symmetrical, too purposeful. It rises like an enormous inverted cone, massive, pale, and oddly serene against the sky. This is a Yakhchāl, literally, ice pit in Persian. And it's one of the strangest, most sleepily brilliant inventions you'll encounter on this imaginary stroll through history. The thing looks like a cross between a sandcastle and a spaceship, or maybe a termite mound built by extremely ambitious termites. But no, it's all human. You move closer, brushing your hand against the mud brick surface. It's rough, cool to the touch even now, hours after the sun dipped behind the Zagros Mountains. That's the first trick of this thing. Insulation. The walls are made from a special mixture called sarouj, a blend of sand, clay, egg whites, lime, goat hair, and ash. Kind of like if someone tried to make concrete out of kitchen scraps and barn dust. Weirdly, it worked. Historians still argue whether it was the precise mixture or just dumb luck, but the result was a building material so good at sealing out heat and moisture that it could preserve ice for months. You circle around to the entrance, half expecting to be blocked by a stern guard in a feathered helmet. Instead, you find a narrow passageway, barely lit by moonlight, that winds down into the earth. And here's the second trick. Go underground. The deeper you go, the cooler it gets. You hear a slow drip, maybe water condensing on a stone shelf, maybe the breath of some long-dead engineer trying to impress you. The interior smells faintly of clay, damp air, and, just barely, of cold. As your eyes adjust, you spot it. At the bottom of the pit, there's a shallow basin. It's empty right now, but you can imagine it filled with ice, harvested from the mountains or frozen in shallow nighttime pools. And above, high in the cone, a clever system of vents once allowed hot air to rise and cool air to settle, like a natural air conditioner designed by someone who never even saw a blueprint. The genius of the Yakhchāl isn't in any single element. It's the combination. High thermal mass, low thermal conductivity, wind towers, Venturi effects. Sorry, that probably jolted you awake. Let's keep it soft. Think of it like the perfect storm of ancient design and nature's own laziness. Heat rises, cold settles, and ancient Persians just went with the flow. You sit on a smooth stone bench built into the curved wall. It's been smoothed by centuries of caretakers, engineers, and probably a few bored teenagers sneaking a nap. The temperature down here is surprisingly pleasant. If this were modern times, you'd be paying top dollar for an eco-spa experience just like this. A lizard skitters across the floor. It stops, blinks at you as if to say, "Not bad, huh?" and then disappears into a crack. Outside, a desert breeze picks up, gently spinning the air vents atop the cone. The building exhales. Somewhere far away, a rooster mistakes the moonlight for dawn. So you sit back, feeling the chill of centuries past seep into your bones and wonder, who figured this out? Who first said, "You know what we need?" A giant mud oven that keeps things cold. Historians still argue whether it was native ingenuity or inspired by contact with ancient Egyptians or even Indian monsoon practices. But no matter the origin, Persia made it their own. And the best part? These things weren't just one-off novelties. They were everywhere, in cities, villages, even in imperial outposts, keeping food fresh, storing ice, and sometimes just showing off. Because nothing says I have power, quite like sipping a frosty pomegranate drink while the rest of the world sweats through their sandals.